Hello and welcome to Drpeel Music Channel, the talk series, my solo pod project. Today I thought I would talk about my guitar rig and my sound setup, and also talk a little bit about my home studio. So my guitar rig. First of all, I would say that my main guitar based on humbuckers and single coils, mostly Les Paul and Jazzmaster guitars. But I also play Telecasters and I have a Gretsch Filtertron humbuckers. And my main amplifier is a Orange Super Crush 100 combo with a 12-inch internal speaker, and that is pretty new for me in my setup. And I think that amp is very versatile and very good for my kind of music I make, and it's got a lovely clean channel, and on the dirty channel you can get all from crunch to more overdrive and distortion. So it's a really good amp, and I think most 90% or more of all the music I play, I can do it straight with the amp if I wanted to. But I also very keen on effects pedals, so I use the clean channel and use a lot of different effects pedals as well. And the amp is working perfectly for that setup. I was think the amp, the Orange Super Crush 100, is a solid state amp, and it's a very good amp, and it has its tube-like sound. And I mean, there will always be a discussion between tube amps and solid state and so on, and solid state are often neglected as not as good as any tube amp would be. But for my purposes and my playing, the way I play guitar and the things I play is this solid state amp is perfect. I had a tube amp earlier that stopped to work, and I think it's too much maintenance, too much extra costs, and too much fixing for my side to be satisfied with that solution. So the main component in my guitar rig is the Orange Super Crush 100 combo amplifier. And as I said, I play it with the clean channel and switch to the dirty channel, and I can play whatever music I desire pretty much. So that is how I use it. And then I sometimes play it in the clean channel. And when I play it in the clean channel, I use my pedal board, and my pedal board is changing over time, more frequent or less frequent, and it seems like I cannot decide what pedals I should have in my pedal board. I'm experimenting all the time, and depending on the mood I'm in or in the what kind of music style I'm keen on in that time period, I will change my pedals. So I don't have hundreds of pedals. I have 30, 40 different pedals, all from fuzz to overdrive to distortion to delays and reverb and so on. So that is in that area I have different effects pedals. But to describe my guitar rig, I will continue with describing my pedal board, and it starts with the tuner. I think that is very convenient to have a tuner on the pedal board. And then I go to I have two fuzzes at the moment. This is the pedal board I have at the moment, and I have been using this pedal board for quite a while now, since I bought the orange Crush 100 amplifier. So I have two fuzz pedals in the beginning of the pedal board, and it's a Rose Go-Go fuzz pedal, which is a Shin A fuzz, super fuzz clone pedal. Got two tone options in that. It's wonderful, and that is a pedal I use to try to play like the Jesus Machine and stuff like that. And then I have a Beatronics Vespa Stinger pedal that is a very aggressive fuzz sound, and it's perfect for leads and so on. And I'm learning how to use it in a good way. I would like, my goal is to go more in playing that aggressive fuzzy sound. And actually I bought that pedal when I saw an article about Jay Maskis, who had that kind of pedal as an addition to his big muffs and so on. So that is why I have it. And after those two fuzzes, I have an ODR3 overdrive pedal, and that is, I think it's very good overdrive pedal that is with a transparent sound, and it really gives a good, soft, nice overdrive to the guitar, and I really like it. I tried different overdrives, and I think overdrive pedals are difficult to find, because, I mean, we all have different needs when it comes to overdrive and even distortion and fuzz and every sounds we try to achieve. And I think that the overdrive sound I'm looking for, I have difficulties to find it in a good pedal. But this ODR3 is really doing that kind of sound, I think. And after that overdrive pedal, I have distortion pedal. It's a Caroline Guitars Wave Cannon 2 pedal, and that is a high gain distortion pedal, but you can turn it down to be more like a tube screamer if you like, and all the way up to really heavy distortion. And it's got the Havoc button that is really fun to use. It's get a really screaming sound, and it also have tone and saturation possibilities, and even a bass, even a bass switch. So I mean, you can get a lot of different sounds, and it really fits well with different guitars and so on. So that overdrive or that distortion pedal really do a lot of different work. And then I have an MXR Badass Super Distortion, and I think that is you get the classic from crunch to light distortion to heavy distortion. It got three knobs equalizer, with the treble, middle, and bass, and so that is also very useful in the mix when you try to achieve the sound you want. So, but in that position in my pedal board, I have tried different distortion pedals. I have a Rat, and that is really wonderful pedal, and I really like that sound. But sometimes I want to back off to the more traditional overdrive distortion sound, and yet again, all my overdrives and all my distortion pedals, pretty much I dial in the same sound. So that is something that I need to work on to find the different areas for each pedal that will meet my expectation of the sound I want. But now I realize that every pedal I dial in, I make them to sound exactly the same. And that is quite a little problem for me. I need to step out of that box and think, what do I want from this pedal? What do I want from that pedal? And what do I want from my amplifier and so on? Because as it is right now, the orange amp and the pedals I have, they can pretty much do the same sound. So in the end, what is the difference? Yeah. So my goal here is to find the different sweet spot for each pedal and use it for just that desired tone and that desired sound. So that is what I'm working on to achieve. And as very much of my guitar playing and my when I play music as well, it's a lot of experimenting to test and try what will this do and so on. So I and that is pretty much something that I put a lot of effort in, but still I need to come to that point where I can break out of the box where I have the sound that I recognize and try to find the exciting new sounds that I know are there, but just my limitation as a guitarist, what will I receive and what will I come up with? So after that distortion pedal, I come to Big Muff fuzz pedal, and that is a Green Russian version. It's a smaller version. It's a standard pedal size fuzz pedal, but I also have a Big Muff Pi, which is this large chunky pedal. It's extremely big, and it takes up half the pedal board, I think, but it sounds very nice, and it got really good fuzz sound. But the Green Russian is also a little bit more low and darker sounding. It's a big fat fuzz sound, and played in the right context, it's really wonderful and so on. So that is from the tuner to the fuzz to the overdrive to the distortion to the fuzz in the end. And I've learned that the Big Muffs works very well in the end of the pedal chain, where other fuzz pedals are better in the beginning. And I tried different position for every pedal I have, and that is a never-ending story about how to place the pedals, and I'm changing it over time in different options. So and then I come to the effects loop, and there I have a Boss equalizer, and I think that is a very useful pedal, but sometimes it's boring to lay money on tuners and equalizers and compression pedals and so on, because they are not that fun, I think. But this equalizer pedal is fantastic, because sometimes when I play in my home studio and I play at low volume because of the way I can play. I don't want to disturb the whole neighborhood or my other family members and so on. So I find it sometimes the sound gets a little bit muddy, dark, and with the equalizer I can get a really good tone at a lower volume. And also when changing from humbuckers to single coils and so on, you can change these equalizing settings in a very good way to get a good sound. And I like a little bit more trebly sound. So, and after that, I have a delay pedal, and it's a D-side Joyo multi-effect pedal. It's a very cheap pedal, and may not be the very best pedal in the world, but it's got some different delay settings and so on, and I think it really does it work. It's work, and it's also got a little looper built in it. So I'm really interested in loopers, and I really want to use loopers, but I haven't learned to use them in a very good way yet. So that is an area I want to explore a little bit more. But for now, I have another Boss looper pedal that I've been using just to make some kind of backing track when I try to learn to solo and so on. But I don't have that pedal in my pedal board at this moment. So, but this delay pedal has a looper in itself. So, and then I have the reverb pedal in the last of the pedals in the effects chain, in the effects loop, and that's an Electro-Harmonix Oceans 11, and I bought it just to get so many reverbs options that is possible in that price range. And I also discovered that reverb pedals are very expensive, and it is an area of you cannot buy a reverb pedal and for a lot of money, and then you use it in your setup and it doesn't sound good. So it's important to test the reverb sound and find what is working for you in your setup. I think reverb is one of the trickiest effects to I love a perfect reverb. I think it sounds wonderful, but sometimes when I use reverb, it sounds horrible. So I'm not doing it right all the time. So it just a little notch of a reverb makes a good touch to the music, I think. With that said, I also have on the Orange Super Crush 100 a built-in reverb. It's a digital reverb as well. That sounds very good also. So And the reason why I had the external reverb in the beginning was that when I tried to play with a looper, it didn't sound very good when you didn't have the reverb in the effects loop, because it will affect all other sounds if it's straight into the amp. So, and that is also based on my first amps that didn't have an effects loop. So yeah. So that is my guitar rig at this moment, and as I said, I use Les Paul style guitars with humbuckers and Jazzmasters with single coils, and then Gretsch Electromatic with Filtertrons, humbucker pickups. That's my main guitars at the moment, and yeah, and I would also talk a little bit about my home studio. It is not a studio in studio perspective. It's just a room where I set up my music stuff. Yeah, but I can call it a home studio, I think. Yeah, it's my decision, and I have the right to say that. But I have my amplifier, I have my pedal board, I have an external speaker system, and a computer, and a sound card, and a digital audio workstation. So when I play and record music, I use and that is a very good thing about the Orange Supercross 100. It got an XLR output, a balanced output, and I have that connected to my sound card, and I record it directly in my DAW, and that works very good, I think, for my purposes. Sometimes I mic up the amp and record it in that way. It depends on the situation and so on. And also I have the sound card I have is an old Steinberg. It's a UR22 Mark II, and yeah, it does its works. I have had it for many years now, and it still works, and I think I will keep it as long as it works. And yeah, that is pretty much my studio. And yeah, I can say that my digital audio workstation is a Cubase 15, the newest version, and I think that is it's the DAW that I've been using for several years, and that's the DAW I know how to work with. So I stick to that because it's the best for me to know the work process in that DAW. I also can mention that is going to be a separate podcast episode, I think, but I have in that DAW some bass and drum software programs, and for me as a amateur guitarist, and I don't play the bass, and I can't play the drums, and I don't have the room for drums and so on, and I don't have a huge network of musician buddies, so I need to play my guitar and set up the drums and bass and so on, and keys and everything in the DAW, and that is how I record and play the music I do. So it would be wonderful to be able to play with other musicians, but at the moment I don't have that connections, and maybe I also feel that my skills are limited to even try to play with other musicians. I think, yeah. But everything has its evolution, I think. So I will never say ever about that. So, yes. So if you have any questions or comments about your guitaring and my guitaring and so on, and how you proceed your sound and guitar playing and amplifiers and everything, please leave a comment and I will answer those. And yeah, and if you like this, please hit like and subscribe, and I will come up with more videos, and I will also come up with more podcast episodes in my talk series. So for now, I say thank you for listening and goodbye.